Hello adventurer. In today's guide, I will rank and discuss the unobtainable weapons obtained by cheesing the game mechanics. Since your character is not supposed to have these, they are often under-discussed, so I will cover the weapons, their features, and how to boost their damage with feats and hidden synergies. To avoid repetition, I will say now that the Savage Attacker feat will improve all these weapons significantly, since they have several damage dice and high roll potential. I also advise you to use Drakethroat Glaive from Act 2 to enchant these weapons for +1 to attack rolls and an additional 1d4 elemental damage. For the methods on how to get these weapons from hirelings and summoned creatures, have a look at my 5-minute video guide, linked in the description. First, we have Flameblade. Obtainable from level 3, it deals an average 10.5 base fire damage per swing. The upcasted versions at level 7 and 11 deal 3.5 more damage each, an extra 1d6. Flameblade is light, so it can be dual-wielded, but it is not a finesse weapon, so it will use strength for attack and damage rolls, and it cannot trigger sneak attacks. Since it's made of fire, you cannot use coatings or poisons, and it also deals double damage to wooden doors and chests. A word of warning: Yrgir in Act 2 and Raphael in Act 3 are immune to fire damage, so have alternatives prepared, as these are tough encounters. To optimize, take the Elemental Adept Fire feat. Both its bonuses work with Flameblade, allowing it to bypass fire resistance and making us never roll a 1 on all of our d6 damage dice. This is a huge hidden bonus which few people know about. An optimized level 11 Flameblade can expect to deal nearly 30 average damage per swing. Flameblade is S tier. It's available right from the start of the game, has huge damage, upscales when cast at higher levels, has great feat synergy, and does not require key items to optimize. Shadowblade is obtainable from level 3, and deals an average 9 base psychic damage per swing. Unlike Flameblade, the upcasted spell still yields the same base weapon when turned permanent, so it will not scale beyond this, even if the spell version does. Shadowblade is light, can be dual-wielded, it is a finesse weapon, it can sneak attack, and it can be coated or poisoned. A word of warning: constructs and objects are immune to psychic damage, even if not always listed on the wiki. To optimize, do not miss the Resonance Stone in the Mind Flayer colony at the end of Act 2. It will inflict vulnerability to psychic damage to your own character and anyone in melee range, doubling your damage output. An optimized Shadowblade can expect to deal 33 average damage per swing. Shadowblade is A tier. It is available early, and double damage sneak attacks allow assassin builds to one-shot enemies, but too many enemy types are immune to it for it to be S tier. Twisting Branch, or the infamous Magic Club, is obtainable from level 7 and deals an average 10 bludgeoning damage per swing, or 17.5 if dual-wielded, since the Magic Club effect applies twice if held in both hands. Twisting Branch is light, can be dual-wielded, is not a finesse weapon and cannot sneak attack, but it can be coated or poisoned. To fully optimize the Magic Club, you probably want to follow a dedicated guide, but it is strong even with light optimization. This weapon allows for insane scaling because the Magic Club effect adds a 3d4, which is both a damage rider and a damage source, even in Honor mode. Being a damage rider means that when dual wielded, the bonus 3d4 will be added twice for an average 15 extra damage on your weapon swing, as well as on other damage sources like lightning charges and the Swarmkeeper swarm attack. Being a damage source means that every one of those magic club procs will add damage riders, such as the Callous Glow Ring, lightning charge damage, and so on. Light optimization of this weapon will swing for more than 50 average damage. The Magic Club is absolutely S tier. It is one of the highest damage potential weapons in the game and can be very fun to build around for absolutely silly bonks. The fully optimized version can compete with other builds for key items, but even unoptimized, it can absolutely carry your run. Deva Mace is obtainable from level 11 and deals a huge 21.5 damage per swing. Yes, you read that right. That is a 4d8 of radiant damage added to each hit. Deva Mace is not light, cannot be dual wielded without a feat, it is not a finesse weapon, it cannot sneak attack, but it can be coated or poisoned. The radiant damage type is excellent in most cases, but beware, some Act 3 enemies punish radiant damage, like House of Grief clerics and Raphael. To optimize, consider taking the dual wielder feat to swing 2 of them, and to take advantage of the radiant damage, equip luminous armor and gloves to inflict 4 turns of radiating orb per swing. This debuff will reduce enemy hit chance and improve your survivability. Deva Mace is A tier. That's right, not S. Come for me in the comments if you want. It has the highest radiant damage of any weapon and it is strong right away. However, it is available late, so the lack of enhancement bonus means you will miss more often. But it is an automatic upgrade for your Radiant Orb party member and a great boost to your damage. An honourable mention, the Djinni Scimitar is B tier. It suffers from many enemies being immune to its damage type, like Shadowblade, but is available only from level 11, at which point you have better options. It is a light, finesse, coatable weapon with high poison damage and a +1 enhancement though, so if you are making a poison build, this might be the upgrade you've been looking for. Before I go into the individual Myrmidon weapons, I want to explain their unique weapon action mechanic. Myrmidon weapons each give access to a special weapon action, which you can use with no cooldown anytime you can use a main hand attack, including extra attacks. This adds a 1d10 elemental damage of its type to the weapon's damage roll and attempts to set a 2-turn status with a fixed difficulty class of 13. The statuses are Stun for Air, Chilled for Water, and Burn for Fire. The tooltip seems to add your spellcasting modifiers to this, but the result will still be 13, so it is fixed. You should use the attack action instead of a basic attack whenever you wield these, and I have calculated the damage with that assumption. Because it does not appear in the base damage of the weapon, people often underestimate these weapons. Another feature people might not know is the action will add the damage and effect to your main hand attack even if your Myrmidon weapon is in your offhand, meaning you could have another weapon in your main hand, such as the Twisting Branch, the Deva Mace, or Flame Blade. The Flail of the Vortex is obtainable from level 11 and deals an average 17.5 base damage per swing when using its attack action, which adds 1d10 lightning and a chance to set stunned. It is not light, cannot be dual wielded without a feat, It is not a finesse weapon, so it cannot sneak attack, and it cannot be coated or poisoned. The difficulty class on the stun is set at 13 and cannot be improved, even if the combat log can sometimes seem like it is adding your modifiers, it is not. A word of warning. Ansur in Act 3 is immune to lightning damage. To optimize, set the wet effect with another character or by breaking a water bottle near your enemy with your offhand attack. The attack action is granted to the main hand weapon even if you are wielding this in your offhand. So with the dual wield defeat, you can add 1d10 lightning and a chance to stun to any main hand you want. An optimized Flail of the Vortex can expect to deal 41 average damage per swing on a wet target. I believe this is an S tier weapon, a decent chance to set stun for 2 turns, repeatable as many times as you can attack, which can be granted as an action to another weapon or equipped with a shield on your tank. It's fantastic. The fact that wet doubles its damage is just the cherry on top. Is it going to carry a solo run? Probably not, but in a party this weapon is an absolute powerhouse. Trident of the Depths is similar to Flail of the Vortex, but deals slightly less damage, an average 15.5 per swing with its attack action. The other main differences are it inflicts chilled rather than stunned, and it cannot be dual wielded even with a dual wield defeat, despite being a versatile weapon and not a two-hander. To optimize damage, you want to set the wet status in advance with another character. To optimize crowd control, you should set wet after inflicting chilled, which will always freeze the target if applied in that order. The attack action makes it deal 2 instances of frost damage, so equip Winter's Clutches for 4 stacks of encrusted with frost per attack. The Trident is A tier, big damage, +3 weapon, great synergy with itself and ice damage dealers. It just falls short of the main alternative but fits neatly with the frost archetype. As an honourable mention, the Scimitar of Cinder is B tier. It is a solid +3 light finesse weapon offhand, but being available only at level 11 means it competes with too many better options, particularly since you cannot coat it or poison it. Its main niche use is as an offhand, because its attack action can add 1d10 fire to your main hand with each swing, including the flame blade. Do you agree with my rankings? Did I miss some key optimization? Do you have a cool build with one of these weapons? Tell me about it in the comments. I hope you found this guide useful, and if you did, liking it can help it reach more people. I wish you luck on your adventures, and when things get tough, say cheese